Hey everyone, AGP or Amanda Goldman Petrie here, and as you guys probably know if you're watching this video, I'm the founder of marketslikeanerd.com, and today I'm joined by my awesome client, Sarah Wood, who's going to share with us her case study about what it was like working with us and the results that she achieved. So, hey Sarah, thanks for joining.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm excited to do this. So, Sarah, first, the way that I love to start these off is by kind of showcasing you and showing these our listeners how awesome my clients are and what rock stars I work with. So, can you first just tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you? What's your business? What's your little business one-liner?
Oh, one-liner. Okay.
Or it doesn't need to be one line, but who are you? What you
Yeah,
do?
yeah. Okay. So, I am trained in eating psychology and holistic nutrition, and what I've done with that is I founded some group programs online to see what it would be like to have a business online, and then it just took off where I got to meet a bunch of women who had the same idea, which was they're done dieting, they're sick of dieting, but they want to be healthy, and they heard there's a different way.
Yeah.
So my role is to show them how they can do that and still feel happy about their healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, awesome. And because you have some really unique views about the way that you can become healthy and change your body without having to do those sucky things that people, think they have to do, like dieting and going into, the like diet roller coaster. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to be able to help you share that with the world, and it's been kind of cool watching you grow. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. But Sarah actually came to us originally in our PAC program where we show people how to create, grow, and monetize their own Facebook group. And she saw really great results from that, and she really enjoyed the program. So she actually then went on to join me in my Webinar Nerds program, which is a workshop where we teach you to create your online webinar, and then ultimately the goal is to automate it. So Sarah, before we talk about kind of the results that you've seen from those programs, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your business was like before you came to us? What were some of the problems or challenges or goals that you had that brought you our way?
hmm Yeah, so I was in a position where I have worked with a business mentor who's awesome. But what we did was mostly very much about doing a lot of calls, being very local. My approach was very local, and I know we're about to do this big move, and I just want to be online. and and so I knew I just had this draw toward your message, and it made sense to me. And the message about not having to kill yourself with hustle was a big deal because that's what I was facing. Was I want to do this, but I'm watching all of these different things happening in the business world of they're telling you have to hustle this hard, you have to stay up till midnight and wake up at 4 in the morning, and it's like I have two small kids, and it's not going to happen, and it would totally deplete my energy to be good at what I do. So that's where I was kind of at this precipice of I want to go mostly online so I can become mobile
Yeah.
and not freak out when we have to move to a new place. And so that's what instantly drew me to, well, let's do that with a Facebook group and start there. And that's what led me to going even further with webinars.
Yeah, no, I love that. Okay. Hashtag work smarter, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm really excited that you decided to join the programs. I'm really glad that that messaging resonated with you because it's been really cool seeing you actually implement and really see results from what you've done. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about that. What are some of the transformations or breakthroughs or results that have been the most impactful for you from those programs?
hmm It wasn't what I expected, but the one that instantly comes to mind is how much confidence I have now in stepping up as the leader. And
Yeah.
I think I had messaged you once, and I can't remember why I did, but I had some question about my group, and you had said something about a leader asks for things, and like you're right, like there's things where all I needed to do was just ask someone in the group, ask a colleague, and I don't know why I was afraid to do it before, but just like it just clicked. And so I think that has been really important because you've also, I mean, you teach so much on the how to as well, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that without the confidence to be seen as a leader and also know that it would mean not everyone is going to stay or like it either, and that that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, and we talk about that actually in the very beginning of the program. So that was my hunch is that was a hit you got pretty quickly on
Yeah.
in the program. Yeah, we talk about being that leader and having that polarizing message where people really either love you or they hate you. I mean, it's kind of like with my business. Not everyone likes the fact that I don't like hustle. There's all of those other people who talk about how much they love hustle, but when you have that message and it's polarizing and you stand by it like a leader would, you stand in that power. I mean, that's incredible. People are drawn to that. So with that confidence and with that in mind, what are some of the sort of tangible results that you were able to create? I know that you told me about one of the clients that you were able to get from the Q&A that you did in your
Oh,
Facebook group. Can you talk a little bit about that?
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So first, when we started, my Facebook group was, I think it was like 80 people maybe, and a lot of them were friends and people that I had been in coaching programs with. And so from there, we have grown a ton in a short amount of time. And what helped me was not just the growth, but was the engagement tactics that you had taught, like having a Q&A every week. And from that Q&A, I really got to position myself as someone that they can ask these questions to and then follow up with later. And so that's what happened was the questions were really great. And I realized, oh, I have a program for that. Well, yeah, schedule a consultation for that. And so what I've noticed is the consultations are starting to just become very regular
Yeah.
and not something that I have to go out and kind of hunt for. And because that was exhausting to me before. And now I get on my email and I see, oh, I have these new consultation requests. No, that was cool. Now I got to figure out like why they scheduled it, but they're all coming from the group.
Yeah. Well, see, you've positioned yourself as a leader. You've nurtured those relationships in the Facebook group, and then you've given them a call to action where they know that the first step to working with you is to get on the phone. And so they're naturally taking that action because they want to work with you as that leader. So it makes perfect sense to me. I'm really excited to see that you've been able to create those results and that you've really enjoyed the program. Before we end this, I've got another question for you, which is less about transformation, less about results, because that's all really important. But what I also really value is being able to give a great experience. That's something that's really important to me in the integrity of my business is making sure my clients are happy and that they love what they've experienced in our group. So can you talk a little bit about what it's like working with me as a coach? Like if you had to use 3 words to describe me or the experience working with me, what would those 3 words be?
Okay. I'm such a wordy person too. So one word is the first thing I thought when you're saying was just responsive.
Oh, yeah.
In that, like you don't get that in a lot of programs online. You really don't. Where you're in the group, you really want to ask the person who's teaching you the question. It's often an assistant who might answer or other people. And I love that you always come and show up and you give really thorough and detailed answers. And I think that's the reason I wanted to do the webinar program too, like besides just the pack. So the next word I think was just very generous in what you offer. And not as many people will offer not only the advice and the coaching, but you actually are helping me create the slides for the webinar and that to me, and you offer templates and you do giveaways and like that generosity and just things that I can actually use is huge and takes a lot of stress off. And you're just like a wizard. Like as going through all the lessons in the pack, it's just really admirable how much of it, the tactics and the way that you've learned to connect with people is so unique and things that you have come up with personally. I think that's what makes your teaching really stand out.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Actually, that feels really good for me to hear because with the first one that you said, responsiveness, is actually something that I really pride myself on because I've joined a ton of different programs, and I've always noticed that the higher up the more that you pay with a coach, this
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make sense to me, but a lot of times the amount of response that you get actually goes down. Like you pay
Yeah.
more, but you get less response, and that never has made sense to me. Like I don't get that.
Yeah.
So whether you're paying $99, whether you're paying 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 with me, I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna give you that generosity. I'm gonna give you that accessibility. Whether you're working with me, whether you're working with one of our team of coaches, I'm still gonna be there because I love my clients and that's what I believe in as a company. So thank you. I appreciate you bringing that up. And then just to kind of sign this off, so Sarah, for anyone who's considering working with myself, working with Market Like a Nerd, joining the pack, joining the Webinar Nerds program, what advice would you give them?
Um, oh man, I was so ready that when I had been following you for a while, like admittedly, I don't remember how I came across you, but I think I don't know how to say it other than being very ready to apply it quickly. Otherwise, you miss out on what's so tremendous about the work that you offer.
Yeah.
Watching a video if they're taking a course or, in the pack and immediately applying that, not saying, okay, I'm going to write this down and do it. And I think because, after the first week in the pack, I started doing exactly what you said. And then I watched like, whoa, okay, people are joining, people are requesting consultations like this and that just inspires more and more and
More action.
more action. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, I really think I make it as easy on people as possible. If you watch my trainings, I try to make them really short and I try to explain to you why it's important, exactly what the steps are, not just what you need to do, but how to do it. And then at the end, I usually sign off with this is your action step, this is your homework, now go and do it. So if it's short, if it's actionable, and the desired outcome is really clear, my thinking is it should be really easy to implement. Was that kind of the way that, yeah. Cool.
It's for a mom schedule.
Yeah.
No, it's a very short video. Yeah.
Good. All right, well, cool. That sounds really awesome to me. So let's end on that awesome note. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And again, Sarah was a member of our PAC program, a member of our Webinar Nerds program, and she was able to really increase her confidence as a leader, really stand in her power in her messaging, create, grow, engage her Facebook group, and schedule those consultations and get those clients in from that Facebook group. So those sound like really amazing results to me. Hopefully they sound like amazing results to you. I can't wait to make you my next success story. Thank you guys for listening. Have a nerd-tastic day.